Another squad from the Rocky Mountains has joined us tonight as the Colorado State Rams have come into the Sooner State to play OU hockey. WCHL play is in full gear. Here we go.
Vickers puts a man down at center ice. Big hit from 24. Saved by Redmond. Rebound. He got that one too. Evan coming down the wing. Secret scores!
Big shot save made by Culbertson.
Front shot saved by Redmond. He'll hang on.
Hello, Oklahoma and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland. Welcome to Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. Tonight, we've got a WCHL matchup between the Oklahoma Sooners and the visiting Colorado State Rams.
Yeah, we're back at Arctic Edge for the last time in a little while, Ben. And it's going to be back in the booth with you again just 2 times this year somehow. And with about 3.5 minutes left on the warm-up clocks, I could not be more ready to get this underway. Another team the Sooners struggled against last year, but it's a brand new season and a brand new attitude for the Sooner lineup so far this year.
It was a quite frustrating season for the Sooners against WCHL opponents, against the Buffaloes and the Rams specifically, going a combined 2-6 against those two squads. But I'm very excited to see how they do here tonight. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ben Dackey. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. Caleb Shaw, and we've got a good one tonight. Sam Simon versus Brendan Culbertson Bond between the pipes. These two went at it last year, Caleb.
And Sam Simon, I think you said 53 out of 56 in this building last year in January, or was that February? In the early winter, either way, he was electric in that series. And just another really solid back end from these Colorado teams here in the WCHL.
It's just a physical conference. It's a very good conference, a lot of ranked teams, a lot of talented hockey players. And unlike OU, Colorado State and Colorado, for that matter, have the advantage of having a very wide footprint of hockey players within the confines of their state. OU doesn't have that luxury. The Rams and Buffaloes both do. There are a lot of hockey players in Colorado.
Yeah, quite a few. And, having that natural talent, that homegrown talent there is great, but the Sooners have some of their own this year. This is the most Okie-loaded lineup we've seen in quite a while here for the Sooners. Notably bringing on this year a couple of players that grinded their teeth here in the Sooner State.
We have Matthew Demanchuk, who has been a little bit quiet compared to his fellow new players of the 12 that Coach Arvanitis brought in, but he had a nice goal on a rebound from an Adam Goldstein cannon of a slap shot last week, and he's been getting some top-line minutes on that line with Will Blake. And it's just having a guy like Will Blake to your center, that's a very good playmaker to have on your line at any given time.
Hey, and surprisingly enough, we'll take a look here at the Sooners' scoring leader so far this year. Will Blake not in the top 3 despite the 4-goal outburst against Alabama.
See, here's the thing about that. Will Blake led the Sooners in scoring for a lot of last year. Tristan Glass overtook him near the end of the season. But the fact that he's very close to that top 3, I believe he's sitting at 8 points on the season so far. The fact that Will Blake isn't in your top 3 in scoring, that is a very good problem for the Sooners to have. Ben Mondu has been absolutely fantastic. The goals are kind of avoiding him at the moment, but his playmaking, his passing, his vision, he's just been fantastic, and he will be getting the start again tonight.
And the goals will come when he keeps playing that way. And, even though, like we said, Will Blake not on this list, he is tied for the team lead in goals with 5. There are 4 Sooners tied with 5 goals so far this season. Will Blake, Nate Payne, Andrew Lowe, and Tristan Glass all lighting the lamp with frequency so far this season.
And something that we've noticed, and Coach Arvanitis has talked about at length, both here and at Hockey Time in Oklahoma, our live show on Wednesdays. Check that out, by the way. The Sooners just didn't have enough net presence in front of Matthew Serber in Game 1 against the Buffaloes last week. And against Sam Simon, who plagued the Sooners with so many saves last year, I said Sam Simon's name probably 100 times last year. They need to have better presence from the jump in this series. If they let Sam Simon get hot and they just have no one around him, Coach Arvanitis said it best, goalies in this league, if they can see the puck clearly, they're going to save the puck every time.
Yeah, we had a great talk with Coach Arvanitis before sitting down to go live here tonight, and he said he's not surprised at all by this hot start, but still thinks they can get even better. They're just scratching the surface of what this unit could be this year.
There's always a learning curve when you overhaul about half of your roster, but I've been quite pleased seeing how these guys have fit into this team, and Coach Arvanitis has been very pleased as well. And it's just so exciting because there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, and they can only get better from here. It's hard to say they can only get better from here. They're 7-1 coming into this series, sporting a higher win percentage than they had last time they made the national tournament at this point in the year. But they're full of leaders. They have 12 new players on this roster, and we talked to Coach Arvanitis about who has stepped up and been a mentor for these players, and he said everybody.
Kind of feeding on what you just said there, Caleb. The last quote-unquote good season the Sooners had was back in 2019, my freshman year, right before the whole world went crazy. Heading out of the fall semester and into the spring, the Sooners rocked a 7.77 win percentage. Right now, they're sitting at an 8.75. Yes, it is early. Yes, they've played a few lower division teams, but this is looking to be a very good season for the Sooners, and I'm very excited to see how the next 4 games go.
Yeah, they are gelling so quickly, and everyone understands it's a collective job to bring these new guys on board, help them get ready to join this team and join this roster on a regular basis, and we're seeing that with new guys like Jacob Rieger and Hunter Howe will be starting on the back end tonight. Howe did have the advantage of a semester at the back end of last year, but still 2 players that are relatively new to this franchise and this organization.
And something I liked that Coach Arvanitis said when we were talking to him, that we haven't talked much about the student-athlete element of a club hockey team. That is something that we need to do a better job of. But these guys are still students at the University of Oklahoma, and Coach Arvanitis expects his players to put an emphasis on the student part of student-athlete. He wants his players to have their degree in 4 years, and they want to be proud when they look back on that.
Yeah, I might not have my degree in 4 years. I've been here since 2018. But, he has said that these players, he doesn't expect them to be catching up after a long road trip like they'll be going on. He expects them to be ahead in their classes as they go into that road trip and communicating ahead of time. It's the first thing they talked about at a training camp this year with faculty advisor Scott Hammerstedt.
Now, I want to know what the process of negotiating that is with your professors, just letting them know that because this isn't a football or a softball or a basketball. This is still club hockey. As much as we love it, I doubt the professors know as much about club hockey as we do. So I wonder what that process is like. Like, hey, I'm going to be out on this Friday. I'm going down to Colorado to play the Buffaloes for 2 games. I got to miss this exam on Friday. I would love to be in the room for those conversations.
I'd love to be a fly on a wall for those. And I think we talked about on Wednesday a couple of players trying to get out of, I think it was a calculus exam to make sure they could be here this week on time.
Cavalcanti blew off Hockey Time in Oklahoma for a calculus exam. I'm still mad about that.
Well, you got to get those math credits out of the way. Got to get one of them here at the University of Oklahoma. And, Coach Arvanitis spoke to what a quality degree this is to have that OU logo on your resume, not just on the ice, but off the ice as well.
I think people need to realize that this is a flagship university of a very competitive state with a very competitive group of people that live here. We're not, this isn't a university of just a bunch of dumb rednecks. This is a very sophisticated and quality university, and a lot of smart people go to school here.
Yeah, some of the best conversations I've had in my life, in the basement of Adams Tower my freshman year with some of the smartest people I'll ever meet at the University of Oklahoma.
Now kind of want to circle back to goaltending here. We're going to get a good one here tonight. A battle of 31s between Sam Simon and Brendan Culbertson-Bond. These two, it was just a fantastic duel between these two last year. There was one tough game here at Arctic last year that the Rams took 7-3 over the Sooners. But with Brendan Culbertson-Bond with a very solid back end in front of him, I want to know who blinks first.
Yeah, and last week it took almost 55 minutes for either of the goaltenders to blink in the first game that we watched against the Colorado Buffaloes, and then in the second game, we saw what happens when you can get out early and start getting on top of the scoreboard with the Sooners taking an early lead and never looking back on Saturday night.
I think the Sooners are just more well put together, and they're more in place to A, get leads, and B, keep them. They have way more guys who are able to put the puck in the net consistently. And the guys they had last year, like Nate Payne and Tristan Glass, they're just putting the net in more consistently, and they were here last year. So it's not just the Sooners brought in a bunch of guys and now they're better. The guys who they had last year also got better, and they're feeding into that.
Yeah, they are not, I said it last week, they're not learning these concepts now, they're applying these concepts in Coach Arvanias' system, and it really is a system-based team right now. They are playing a lot of set plays off the draw, they're very disciplined at their own blue line and not the opponent's blue line, and it's translating into high-scoring, high-flying games, whereas last year they really relied on their speed being a smaller team here, and we saw what happened when they faced against teams like UCO, and when they went up to play UNLV in Las Vegas.
Whenever they do have to play the big boys of the WCHL, like UCO here in about a month and a half, they need to just limit their own mistakes. Opposing teams have an uncanny ability of making the Sooners pay for their mistakes. Like the mistakes the Sooners always make, oh boy, are they bad. It's always a missed pass at the blue line that leads to a breakaway. Brendan Culbertson-Bond is a very solid goaltender, and you can see his stats on the screen right there. He is fantastic, and he has been ever since he got here, but he can't steal you every single game. You need to be able to limit the breakdowns in front of him. And pretty much every goal that we've seen, they haven't been cheap goals that have gotten past Brendan Culbertson-Bond and Trey Atanasio. They've been breakdowns either down low or in the neutral zone.
And some of them, there's been a lot of contact in front of the net. We could really make a big argument against the Friday night last week that maybe should have had goaltender interference in that first goal when things really broke down for the Sooners afterwards, but not going to get the advantage of that here in this arena, in this league, and you don't want to put yourself in the situation where you're relying on puck luck. And so far this year, the Sooners have done a great job of that.
I think they, like you said, they're just in more positions to succeed because they have the talent, they have the coaching, and there's so much improvement that they've had. It's just they're in a much better spot to make anything that can go wrong. I feel like they can solve it over the course of the evening.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of coming back when they have to. They've fallen behind a couple times early on in games, and they've come back in the second and third periods to tie and take the lead, notably against Arkansas and Alabama on those Saturday night games.
Something I want to bring up here. We saw the shot chart from Game 1 and Game 2 of the Colorado series. Sadly, we do not have it here, so I'm going to paint a bit of a word picture for everyone sitting at home. Game 1, the Sooners had very limited chances in the area immediately around the Colorado net. And Matthew Server, who is a fantastic goaltender who had a great weekend against the Sooners, he was able to pretty much save everything on night 1. He did shut out the Sooners in Game 1. And in Game 2, the Sooners had a challenge. They need to get more bodies in front of him when there are shots coming from the point, and they need to get in front of his eyes. If the goalie can't see the puck, he can't very well save it. Now, can he? So what the Sooners did, they got so many more shots around the goal, and there were about probably 15 shots that came from the area immediately around the crease, and every single one of those pucks was along the ice. And a lot of dirty chances and a lot of dirty second chance, a lot of dirty second-hand chances that we're getting by Matthew Server last week.
Yeah, and we spoke to Coach Arvanias earlier. He talked about how the difference between those two games was getting in front of the netminder. They looked at clips between the two games, looking back at film. Against Arkansas and Alabama, they screened the netminder, and we're going to get a clip of it for you later tonight, but we saw a play where Adam Goldstein collects a puck at the point, lets it go along the ice, generates a juicy rebound, and Matthew Demanchuk is there to score his second of the year on what's not a highlight reel SportsCenter top 10 goal, but one that counts just as much on the score sheet.
I'm sure if we ask Matthew Demanchuk about that goal, I'm sure he'll remember that one, because that is his first non-empty net goal in a Sooners uniform.
And, always special to get that out of the way, and hopefully we'll see Ben Mondu crack the score sheet a little bit more tonight. He's got 10 points, but 9 of them assists, and he hit the post twice last Saturday night.
Yeah, the Sooners got a lot of... There was a lot of... When you put on 50 shots on goal like the Sooners did in Game 2, you're going to get a lot of chances, but there were a lot of puck bounces that went the wrong way for the Sooners. Payne hit the post twice, as you mentioned. Something tells me if he hits the post again tonight, it's going to be bouncing in a more positive direction for him.
Yeah, and you just got to get that 1 inch of angle difference on there, and that puck's going in the back of the net instead of bouncing back out for your teammate to take the goal, get the celly, and get the glory.
It is a game of inches, my friend. It is a game of inches. But something I want to keep an eye on, the Colorado State, they played Midland last week, and Midland is a team that the Sooners did meet here at Arctic Edge at the Battle of the Edge tournament last year. And Midland, I wouldn't say they're not the topper. They're not the top echelon of ACHA Division I. I'd say they're kind of like a mid-tier squad at this point. But they were able to put 56 shots against Sam Simon last week. Simon ended up saving 3 of them. If the Rams let the Sooners get 56 shots, it's going to be a very long night for Sam Simon.
So we can go take a look right now, actually, at the goal that Adam Goldstein was able to start on his own here. You can watch him come into the bottom of your screen and then just get the puck out in front of the net, and Matthew Demantric is there to put it home. Got a replay coming up for you in slow motion so we can get another look at it. This is the original footage from last Saturday. He should come in the bot right there on the bottom of your screen, collects the puck at the blue line, lets it go along the ice, and there are bodies in front and around the net ready to put it home. That's just what Coach Arvanias was talking about today.
And when you're a defenseman shooting the puck from the point, like it's always nice and it's always very attractive to just take a big booming slap shot, picking out a top corner. But if you shoot the puck along the ice, that is much harder for the goaltender to A, cover it, and B, just get any just substance of pad on it whatsoever. So the only way for the puck to go is out. And Matthew Demantric is just in a perfect spot for that rebound, and he puts it in.
Yeah, and what we saw last night, maybe they keyed in on it in the first and second intermissions, but so many pucks bounced into the corners. There was a very lively set of pads that the Colorado netminder was wearing, and maybe they keyed in on that and were able to take advantage of it heading into the back, getting at the back door of the net later on.
Speaking of pads, Matthew Server, I did compliment him in person on how nice his Colorado, Buffalo colored pads were. He even had a couple of CU logos on those custom pads of his. But Sam Simon with the forest green and Vegas gold of the Colorado State Rams on his pads, just a very strong set of goaltending equipment.
Yeah, it kind of gives them a national park, invokes that kind of vibe almost with the green and gold spiky pattern he has on there. Very Rocky Mountain-esque set of pads. And then BCB on the other side, don't sleep on him with the all-black pad set that makes it look a little bit smaller in net than you really are.
Well, hopefully for Sam Simon's sake, Colorado State's back end protects him like he's a national park. Otherwise, the Sooners are going to have a lot of chances tonight. And we are going to take a quick break here, about 10 minutes until the teams will join us out here on the ice. But until then, I'm Ben Dacu. This is Caleb Shaw. You're watching Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. The Rams and the Sooners have now joined us on the ice, going through our starting lineups. Once again, the goaltenders for this evening will be Sam Simon from Colorado State, who the Sooners know quite well, and the number one for the Sooners, Brendan Culbertson Bonds.
Let's take a look at the full lineups real quick coming across the bottom of your screen. Up front for the Rams tonight, Justin Rudrow, Noah Decker, and Alex Letkovsky, the forwards, and Nick Bova and Ty Doan on the back end guarding the blue line. And as the Sooners are introduced right in front of us, let's get acquainted with the Sooners starting lineup as well. Familiar back end, Hunter Howe and Jacob Rieger in front of Brendan Culbertson Bond, Tristan Glass, Logan Sadler, and Logan Cavalcanti up front tonight.
Couple of Logans on Tristan Glass's sides.
Can't go wrong with either of them so far this year. Sadler maybe not cracking the score sheet quite as much, just 2 goals for him compared to the 4 for Cavalcanti, but both of them more than capable. Sadler was leading this team in goals heading into the Christmas break last year.
A wide variety of flow gracing both the forest green jerseys of the Rams and the white and crimson uniforms of the Sooners, as Brendan Culbertson Bond, with his mustachioed self, charges to the blue line. And we will step aside for the national anthem. And as the spirits of the pride of Oklahoma plays us in, it is hockey time in Oklahoma. Here we go.
Waiting for it all week long. This is what we sit in class dreaming about, thinking about, while someone tells us about, I don't know, well, for my case, the Revolutionary War this week. How about yourself?
Some World War II stuff, fall of Mussolini in Italy, some reporting stuff. Had a very interesting story this week, actually, about the homecoming boards that all the fraternities and sororities of OU put up. Excellent work from Chi Omega, I believe it was, who had a nice Plants vs. Zombies themed board. That was very cool. But enough of that. It's time for some hockey talk. Tristan Glass headed to the dot. Justin Rudrow will be his opponent. A very Christmas-looking matchup of some shades of red and some shades of green.
Yeah, Sooners in there all white. Colorado in the green all the way down, and we're underway.
A turnover leads to a long shot towards Brendan Culbertson Bond. That will be gloved easily, and we will get our first defensive zone draw for the Sooners. The faceoff has been a huge strong point for the Sooners. Tristan Glass and his counterpart Benjamin Mondu on one of the other top lines of the Sooners have just a very strong unit for faceoffs.
Yeah, they struggled a little bit last week in the early going against Colorado, particularly on Saturday night. But as a whole, this is one of the better face-off units in the ACHA. Not a stat we track, but definitely on the eye test, they've been getting lower than their opponents nearly every time as we get another stoppage really early.
A very sound breakout as Rieger and Howe go D-to-D, and Howe finds Sadler. Sadler found Glass, and Glass found Cavalcanti streaking down the right wing. Can't hold on as the puck goes out of play. Another face-off. And another face-off win for the Sooners. Here's Howe. We'll find Cavalcanti in the neutral zone. Cavalcanti will go back to Rieger. Rieger takes a look. Noah Decker giving chase. Here's Hunter Howe. Hunter Howe finds Sadler. Sadler trying to chip it off the boards. Can't get it through Colorado State's defense. Rieger gives chase. Rams getting low on the forecheck here. Sooners making a couple of passes, trying to get it out. Can't get through Colorado State's blue line. Puck goes wide to the other side of the ice. Justin Boudreau finds man at the point. That's Bova. Bova with a long shot. Blocked by Cavalcanti as OU's bench gives him a hand.
Both opening lineups still out here, over a minute on the ice for them. Both teams not able to get a change in yet with the play hemmed in the OU zone.
Ty Doan with a long shot, blocked by Glass. Colorado State working down low. Tries to find a man in the slot. Can't get through. Tristan Glass working. Sooners being very stingy so far, not giving the Rams a lot of space to work with down low. Sadler can't get it out. Here's Doan. Doan stick handles, finds a man down low. Shot, save made by Culbertson Bonds.
His first challenge, a big one, something we've heard all year. The Sooners making a habit of giving up a quality chance early on, but they shut it down there and now going the other direction.
Sadler picking up speed, getting strides, working down low, protects the puck, tries to find a man, no one home. Sooners will have to regroup.
And they do get that line change, and so do the Rams. Their defensive pairing going to get off here.
Jake Barone, a Hockey Time guest this week, works the puck through the neutral zone, gets it in deep. Justin Vickers with it now, taking a look, starts a breakout.
Maybe the first time I've seen someone wear a C but not a nameplate here. I guess some of these jerseys still coming along, and they look fantastic.
Very strong hockey uniforms from our friends in the WCHL, hailing from the state of Colorado. And here's Barone. Barone finds Lowe moving in, has Mondu, can't get it through Vickers. Barone picks up a turnover, Barone spins. Puck picked up again by Vickers. Here he comes. Vickers long pass to Maestas, he had a hat trick last week against Midland. Puck bouncing between a couple of players. Sooners trying to break it out. Barone protecting the puck, can't hold on. Vickers moving in, long shot, save away easily by Bonds. And we will get a whistle.
Going back to the hat trick that was scored by Maestas last week, both Colorado State Rams games, they had a player score a hat trick in it. Let's take a look at that first big save made by Culbertson Bond tonight. They've relied on their offense. They're the second highest scoring team in the conference right now, but also the second most goals given up of anybody in the WCHL so far this year.
My fellow Toronto Maple Leafs fan, Will Baird to the faceoff dot. And this one is one back for the Sooners as Goldstein gives chase. Goldstein breakout pass. Here comes Sooners. That's Duncan Hollander, number 23. Good to see him back. Rams rimming it around the boards, trying to break it out. Puck picked up by Goldstein. He goes D-to-D with Horn. Horn moving in. Long shot, blockered away by Simon. And here comes Colorado State on the counterattack. Pass again picked up by Goldstein. Goldstein and Horn, D-to-D again. Horn kicks into the neutral zone. Baird trying to find a man. And the puck will go all the way back to Culbertson Bond's crease, and Horn will regroup.
I like this line out on the ice right now of Baird, Hollander, and Declan Martin all together. That's a really strong forechecking line with a lot of size on it. See if he can use this kind of pairing to wear down this Colorado State defense tonight.
Declan Martin is a guy we haven't really seen that much of this year so far. Good to see him in the lineup and healthy. Here's Carson Glass, the younger of the Glass clan. Glass with a big shot. Save made by Simon. Glass gets a nice face-off there for the Sooners in the offensive zone. Simon showing off the pads early.
Here's a look at it. He came down the right side with a lot of speed, didn't have any help, so puts it on goal, looking for a rebound. That's the formula. Just nothing there that time, but the Sooners able to get a couple shots on goal here and build momentum from it.
Blake wins the draw, but it goes wide of Howe. Howe will have to chase it back to the defensive zone. He'll go D-to-D with Rieger. Rieger having a bit of a hard time gloving that onto his stick. Will Blake through the neutral zone. Let's see what he does here. Moving in down the left wing. He's got Glass with him. Puck bounces back to the neutral zone. Sooners force it back in deep. Ty Doan goes D-to-D with Bova. Bova D's defenseman down low for the Rams.
Oh my God.
That is the one joke we're making about that today. I've used our supply for the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's not one you can keep going to.
Bova moving through, picking up speed, runs into a couple of Sooners. Puck is still bouncing, trying to find a home, and it goes back to the neutral zone. Ty Doan with it again. Long shot saved easily by Culbertson Bond as Hunter Howe takes over.
Goes down as a shot on goal here. Rams doubling up the Sooners so far, 4-2. Scoreless where it counts, though, and about 5 minutes gone so far. We're counting down
They
the
gotta
last.
pad those Corsi stats. Colorado State gets a change as OU takes over behind Culbertson Bond's crease. Logan Sadler standing tall in the neutral zone, waiting for a puck. And he gets it. Swearingen goes to Sadler. Sadler can't hold on. Puck picked up by Vickers.
Not too common. You see the Sooners running a long headman pass like that, but it nearly worked that time, and that's what Sadler likes. He likes to be in the open space. He likes to be able to be the guy who goes down the ice and takes the big shot.
Here comes number 9 once more. So Logan Sadler can't hold on. Nice play there by Colorado State to stand him up. Here come the Rams. Rams stood up so far in the neutral zone. Sooners holding the blue line strong. No zone entries here. Vickers with a long pass, and it's tipped into the OU zone.
I think that puck caught the linesman. Seems to be all right, though. Back up to his feet.
Keep an eye on that number 19 for Colorado State. Lakovsky leads the Rams in scoring so far this season. Rams have it down low. Pass to the man in the slot. Can't find him. And the Rams will have to regroup. Here's Vickers.
Sooners will get a partial change out of this. Tristan Glass will come to the bench here, replaced by Ben Mondu.
Vickers finds Lakovsky. Lakovsky tries to dish it to his right. Finds a Sooner instead. Here's Mondu. The Quebecois moving through the neutral zone. Trying to find somewhere to go. He's moving down the left wing. He has Payne with him. Mondu finds Payne. Shot, score! Nate Payne from Mondu!
Textbook. Wow, what a goal. Let's take another look at that one. It was Mondu right off the bench. Fresh legs. Never underestimate the importance of that. Beats 3 Colorado State Rams with tired legs. Finds Nate Payne, and he puts it in the back of the net. Top shelf.
That's a guy you want to see score some goals early. And the message on the OU bench, we got to keep going. A lot of game here to play. Only 6 minutes into this contest so far.
They struck early on Saturday, never looked back. We'll see if they can do it again. It's, Colagrasso in the dot here for Colorado State. First time we've seen him tonight.
This is exactly what the Sooners needed. They started slowly against Colorado last week, getting on the board early against the Rams. No more Matthew Server performances here. Sooners breaking the deadlock early. And here are the Rams early on the forecheck. Sooners take over on the breakout now. Mondu finds low. Coach Arvanites keeping out his scoring line. Maybe make a little more magic happen here. Rams on the breakout now. Petrangelo moving in, finds Hunter Howe instead. Andrew Lowe takes over. Here he comes, crossing over, picking up speed. Turns it over. Here's Colorado State.
That goal does give Nate Payne the lead for the Sooners this year with 6 so far. Leaves 3 players remaining tied for second with 5 goals on the team.
Last I checked, Nate Payne was number 3 on the WCHL scoring list. That's a pretty nice feather in your cap. Sam Sykes, I believe, of UCO has the top spot.
And no surprise there.
Here's Duncan Hollander. Hollander has Baird with him. Martin moving in on the weak side. Shot, deflected, goes wide. Sooners still have it, still knocking on the door here. Martin and Baird. Now it's Baird. Baird chips it off the boards, finds Martin. Martin goes high. Goldstein finds Bassett. Bassett with a long shot, kicked away by Simon.
Good save there by Simon. Got enough on that to put the puck all the way out to the sideboards, and no danger of those rebounds the Sooners have been so good on capitalizing on this year.
Carson Bassett has been banged up. He's been working his way back over the last several weeks. Good to see him back in the lineup. Other than Bassett, it is the same lineup as last week against the Buffaloes for the Sooners. Long break-in for the Rams. Will Blake with it now, trying to find somewhere to go. Kyle Green turns it over. Here's Will Blake. Finds Baird. Here's Carson Glass. Carson Glass can't get through, but Hollander with, or Demanchuk. Demanchuk can't get a shot off, still with it. Puck rimming around the board. Swearingen pinches. Sooners covering for their big defenseman as the Rams take it out of their zone. Carson Glass chips it to himself. Can't get there first. Colorado State will take it. Here's Bova. Doan finds Green. Green chips it. That's going to be an icing call. The arm goes up, and we will go all the way back down to Sam Simon's zone.
The line that was out just now for the Sooners of Carson Glass, Matthew Demanchuk, and Will Blake got to be one of the youngest lines in the entire WCHL, and not sure how high they are up on Coach Arvanites' line chart, but they've been out quite a bit so far, and kind of reminds me of the New York Rangers kid line with all the youth on it.
A lot of depth here for the Sooners. Matthew Demanchuk has been a very solid add to his bottom 6 so far this season, but he's been used more. That line has been used a lot in a top 6 role this season. So, again, we didn't really have a true top 6, bottom 6 for the Sooners last year, and that maybe not as drastic as last year, but definitely a lot of deep lines for the Sooners.
Yeah, now this team has, the role players playing roles this year, not being put into situations that they aren't really built for or ready for. They are really well structured, well coached, and they are dangerous this year in this conference.
Sadler turns it over forward, working against Swearingen. No one can get that puck, and Culbertson Bond will take it upon himself to clear it.
Yeah, mark that one down on your bingo card because you won't see Brendan Culbertson Bond out of his net too often.
The man is comfortable at home. What can we say? Colorado State moving in. Here's Christian Collins moving down the left wing. Tries to find him in the slot. That's Ben Ford. Couldn't find him. Cavalcanti with it now. Cavalcanti will dump it in himself. Gives chase. Sam Simon plays it. Rims it around the boards for Ben Ford. Horn picks it up. Big shot. Blockered away by Simon. And the Rams still have it.
Ben Mondu he was a right-handed shot away from scoring right there. Being lefty kept this game 1-0.
Culbertson Bond gets a face full of snow by Christian Collins as maybe a few Sooners give him a few words.
Since the Sooners' goal, we haven't had very many stoppages. The play has been very fluid and consistent since the opening draw when the Rams were able to float one in on Culbertson Bond that he melted down. But since then, this has been high-flying, and going to keep an eye on the endurance of these players moving forward here.
The Rams have played more games than anyone else in the WCHL so far this season with 10. OU, meanwhile, with 8. You wouldn't think that's a huge difference, but there's a lot of wear and tear in these ACHA games, especially out here, out west in the WCHL.
Yeah, it's 25% more games. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Mondu with a textbook face-off win as the Sooners on the breakout. Lowe can't quite hold on, but he finds a man in the center ice. That's Nate Payne. Payne can't connect. Rams moving in. This could be trouble. Can't connect on the pass. Rams will have to get creative a bit, keeping around the periphery of the zone. Andrew Lowe being a pass. Here's Ohala. Ohala trying to keep it in. Arms stay down, but the Sooners take possession.
One more thing to keep note, too, the Arms have stayed down all first period here. The Rams, one of the more penalized teams in the WCHL so far this year, but playing a disciplined game so far, knowing what the OU power play can do.
The Sooners power play hasn't been operating at the same clip as it did last year, but if they can get it going this weekend against Colorado State, that's very good heading into November. Lowe with a big shot, save made by Simon. Here's Howe. Howe chips it off the glass, finds Mondu's glove. Mondu can't hold on. Colorado State puts it back in the neutral zone. Sooners will send it right back. Tony Ohala rims it up the boards for a forward. Here comes Colorado State through the neutral zone. Can't hold on. Rams will get a change, and the Sooners take over.
Makovsky will stay on to pressure here. Noah Decker a couple times has had the puck right by the blue line, but decided to default to a teammate and not take it himself when he had a lane to the net.
Duncan Hollander and Will Baird caught down low. Baird trying to force his way up, but it's taken away by Colorado State. Here come the Rams. Lakovsky's out there. Always keep an eye on him. Noah Decker finds a man across the zone. Maybe get away with the trip there. Here comes Will Baird. Will Baird with the wrist shot goes over the net.
That got deflected in front by a Rams player and nearly found the top right corner.
Brown chips one off Lakovsky's knee pad. Gets a shot in on Sam Simon. Sooners still with the puck in the Colorado State zone.
Another deflection out in front. That time Simon privy to it and able to keep in the butterfly.
Baird finds Goldstein. Goldstein with a shot. Hits a man. I believe that was Bova. No shot on goal there. Colorado State now on the breakout. Ty Doan making his way through the neutral zone. Being careful. Chips it in deep. Chases the puck. Runs into Goldstein on the way there. Goldstein defending. Goldstein fighting off a couple of Rams here as the Sooners take over behind Culbertson Bond. Here come the Sooners on the breakout. Will Blake picking up speed, moving down the right wing. Loses it. Sooners still with it. Here's Demanchuk. Demanchuk chips it to himself. Looking for somewhere to go. Tries to find a man at the top of the zone. Can't get it there. Here comes Colorado State. Tristan Maestas. Maestas still with it. He has a man. Maestas trying to find somewhere to go. A nice chip there by Carson Bassett. Demanchuk trying to get out of the zone. Sooners taking over. Carson Glass with it. Chips it off the boards. Trying to force it through a couple of Rams. Sooners trying to find somewhere to go. Lots of passing. Lots of passing. Carson Glass still with it. Tries to find Blake. Colorado State getting in the way.
A lot of turnovers and neutralized so far, and some really quality stick checks in their own defensive zone from the Sooners right there.
Kyle Green chips it in deep for Justin Vickers, the defenseman working down low against the Carson Bassett. Here's Green again. Hits Vickers in the chest as the Sooners are forcing their way out of the zone. Here's Carson Glass moving down the right wing. He has Demanchuk. Demanchuk stays on side. Big shot block made there by Cameron Cromwell. Big block there for the Rams. Here's Maestas. Maestas toe drag, trying to force his way in. Can't get a shot off.
Good play there on defense. Sooners are caught in the middle of a line change right now. They're still in the midst of it. You can see Sadler trying to get on the ice as soon as he can.
And the arm goes up this time. The Sooners are going to get a power play. Culbertson Bond strays from his crease. Got to be careful here. Hunter Howe with it. Slows it down. Puck goes back to Howe. Howe takes it himself, moving down the right wing. Sadler's to his right. Howe working down low. Turns it over, and we get a whistle.
So first special teams play we'll see tonight. The Sooners on the main advantage for 2 minutes. And last week it was how they were able to get the scoring started against Colorado after struggling all throughout Friday night.
A tripping call will send a Colorado State player to the bench who is not listed on my spotting board here, so that is something that will need to be corrected during the first intermission. Colorado State wins this crucial D-zone draw, but Will Blake there on the forecheck, making his presence felt. Nate Payne and Jake Barone out on the point for this power play as Colorado State sends it all the way back down the ice. Culbertson Bond plays it.
It's exactly what you need on the defensive side here to get that thing down the ice. You've wasted 20 seconds already. You can get back in full string and try and tie this thing up here before we go to the break in about 6 minutes.
Sooners get it in deep on a dump-in attempt by Andrew Lowe, who's had a string of goals here in the last couple of weeks here at Arctic Edge. Payne finds Lowe. Lowe working in. Loses the puck, and Colorado State will return to sender. Culbertson Bond will play it again.
Yeah, Lowe lost an edge there right around the goal line, and nice no-look pass from Nate Payne to get it to him and keep it in the zone. They're threatening.
Bonju working his way in slowly. Can't keep it in the zone. Sooners will have to regroup. And this could be trouble. This could be trouble. Riley Hunt Bond moving in. Wrist shot. Save made by Culbertson Bond.
Great save to be heads up there by Culbertson Bond on the penalty kill. He's been asked to do it a couple times this year. Let's take a look at the turnover that led to it right along the far sideboards. You can't have two white jerseys lose it to a green jersey on the power play and be that out of position and win this game.
Nice heads-up play there by Riley Hunt Bond. Can't get it past Culbertson Bond, but not a good beginning to the first half of the Sooners power play. Sooners win this one as Hunter Howe takes over. Hunter Howe crouching behind the net. And here comes the Sooners in a flying V. Cavalcanti crosses the zone for Tristan Glass. Tristan Glass moving in. He has Sadler behind him. Glass working down low. Rims it around the boards for Howe.
Ducks fly together.
Howe sends it back down low for Glass. Glass to Sadler. Sadler chips it back for Howe. Howe moving in. Hunter Howe finds Sadler. Or excuse me, that's Goldstein. Hunter Howe again. Bombs away. And it's blocked. This could be trouble. Riley Hunt Bond again off the block. Howe gives chase. Hunt Bond with shot goes wide.
He had BCB frozen right there. What a great move to stop up in the slot when everyone was expecting him to drive with a power move to the net. Nearly scored.
Riley Hunt Bond with a picture-perfect penalty kill here for the Rams with a couple of big shots. Here's Vickers trying to force one in. And not a great power play for the Sooners, but that's the way it goes. About 4:30 to go here in the first. Sooners will get it in deep. Logan Sadler on the forecheck.
Don't know if I've seen a more effective kill against the Sooners this year so far.
Here's Sadler down low. Can't get it through. Here come the Rams on the counterattack. Here comes Tristan Maestas. Maestas tries to force one forward. Covered up by Culbertson Bond.
Take one more look at the turnover that nearly led to a Rams goal, shorthanded there. You know, again, the Sooner players getting tied up in their own skates there, and thankfully Cavalcanti able to zone out the attacking Riley Hunt Bond. He couldn't cross over.
Sooners go D-to-D behind their own net, try to force it out of the zone. Colorado State can't keep it in at the blue line, and the Rams will have to regroup. Tyson Shaw taking his time, forces one forward. Sooners will have to regroup. Swearingen working his way forward, breakout pass for Glass. Glass tried to find Blake, picked up instead by a Colorado State player, and they work it back to their own D. Here's Maestas. Maestas checked by Demanchuk. A lot of bouncing from that puck as the Sooners take over. Swearingen finds Blake. This could be trouble here. Blake moving in. Tries to force him forward and does. Simon with a save.
Blake's been held off the score sheet since he exploded for 4 goals against Alabama. He had one on the road against Waldorf, but since then, just so many other Sooner players in this deep forward lineup been lighting the lamp.
Swearingen pinching a bit forward, fighting off a couple of Rams for puck possession, and the Rams get it out of the zone. Tyson Shaw with it, crossing over, looking for a breakout pass, finds one in the zone, goes all the way down the ice, and it's icing call.
Maybe the second time tonight the Sooners have gotten away with one there. It was incidental contact in the neutral zone, so it would be a really tough penalty to call, but second time that Anthony Colagrasso specifically has been taken down away from the play tonight. Got to tighten up on that. Those will get called.
It is my understanding that we will have a very special guest here in the booth for the first intermission, so be sure to stay tuned for that. As the Sooners, big shot from Goldstein, save made by Simon.
Looking back at Goldstein on the last power play, when the Sooners had some extended zone time early on in the power play, he was camped out in the Brendan Sinclair spot above the right side circle. I do not want to be on the receiving end of a slap shot from 6'6" Adam Goldstein.
Sinclair has not been seen so far this evening. We'll keep an eye out for him, and here's Goldstein once more. Goldstein chips it off the boards. Mondu with it behind the net. Mondu looking for somewhere to go, runs into a Rams defenseman. Christian Collins, breakout pass, across the zone. And another Rams player falls. This time the arm goes up. The Sooners will go to the penalty kill.
Yeah, third time. You're not going to get it with it 3 times tonight. And we'll see if we can find it here. Right there, we'll get it to you as Sooners going to go for tripping just like the Rams did earlier.
Andrew Lowe, Hockey Time in Oklahoma guest to the box.
Yeah, right middle of your screen there. It wasn't on purpose, but got his stick tangled up in the legs of a Colorado State Ram in neutral ice, and might get away with 2, but not going to get away with 3 here in the early going.
Well, they called the one on OU. You got to call that one there. I feel ACHA refs do a consistent job of calling the penalties that should, like the what you would consider to be the lazy calls. Your trippings, your hookings, your cross-checkings, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's a very well-written and easy-to-access rulebook for all these officials, and anything that does come up in the moment is always on achahockey.org to check out.
Blake Swearingen making his presence felt early. Lakovsky with a shot saved by Culbertson Bond. Tyson Shaw at the top of the zone here for the Rams on the power play. Rudro with it. Chipped it back for Meistis. Meistis looking for somewhere to go. We're trying to sneak in one down low. Culbertson Bond paddles it away. Shaw finds Meistis. Meistis runs into a big man named Swearingen. Swearingen fighting off a couple of Rams. Rams taking over on the half wall. Lakovsky looking for somewhere to go. Drops it back for Vickers. Vickers finds Shaw. Shaw with a whiff! And the Sooners will take over. Oh, nope. We'll go back down low for the Rams. Working in. Puck goes wide. Sooners doing a good job standing in the diamond.
BCB unblinking so far. Extended zone time for the Rams. First time they've had it all evening.
Lakovsky and Swearingen getting very well acquainted on this shift here for the Rams. Lakovsky standing at the top of the zone. Puck working down low.
Swearingen. He wanted the one-timer.
Lakovsky does keep it in. Hollander's in his face. Goes D to D. Here's Shaw. Shaw going to the center of the zone. Moving in. Goes to the right side of the zone. Drops it back. Big save by Culbertson Bond.
Oh, that was nasty. Put that to music. Culbertson Bond flashes the leather, committing larceny on the penalty kill.
Noah Decker knocking on the door here for the Rams. As Culbertson Bond gives a little kick, lets us know just how good that save was. Colagrasso wins this one. Rams still on the power play here. Sooners get the puck, ship it out into the neutral zone. Justin Vickers with it now.
They should kill it off here, but got to get a whistle here and get your preferred lines back out.
Petrangelo pulls it through Horn. Colorado State moving in. Sooners back to full strength. Culbertson Bond gloves it, and we will get a face-off here. 39.1 to go.
Maybe not the way you wanted to get the face-off, a dangerous shot on your netminder close in the zone, but they do get one, and now the Sooners can get their preferred lineup back on the ice here at even strength. 40 seconds to go to limp back into the period break with a 1-goal lead.
That preferred lineup is Glass, Lowe, and Payne. Arvanias' top line, Andrew Lowe, standing tall in the right wing, breaks it out himself, moving down through the neutral zone, down that right wing. Vickers chips it right back to him. Here's Colagrasso. Colagrasso finds some help. Rams trying to get it through the neutral zone, and they do. Plays it back all the way down to Copeton-Bond's crease. Sooners trying to break out once more. Payne will simply shovel it out backhand style all the way back down for the Rams zone. And this could be it, or the Sooners might be a little stingy on the forecheck here. Here's Connor Horn. Connor Horn will send it back into Colorado State's zone. And that will do it for the first period as the final seconds tick down. Colorado State, Vickers will eat it, and that is the end of the first period.
Sooners 1-0 there. That's a good start to this game, a good start to the weekend, and I think he might have wanted a little bit more offense there towards the end of the period. The Rams are suddenly leading in the shots on goal category, 12-11. Sooners still on top where it counts, however. We'll take a quick break here on OU Hockey TV. Be right back for some intermission coverage.
We will be right back, and we will have a very special guest. OU softball's own Peyton Monticelli will be joining us. And the guests keep getting bigger in this booth, Caleb.
Yeah, keep getting bigger, keep getting better, and stick with us, folks. Rams aren't going anywhere. Sooners going to try and defend this lead when we're right back.
You're watching Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. Welcome back, everyone, to Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. The Sooners are ahead so far, 1-0 after 1. But we have a bit of a special guest, a very special guest. Miss Peyton Monticelli has joined us, OU softball pitcher. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So what brings you to the Arctic Edge Ice Arena tonight?
Actually, my little brother is here on a visit for colleges, and he's in his senior year of high school, so he's coming to check out the hockey program because this is a potential for his freshman year next year.
Now, as a transfer in from the University of Wisconsin, your brother grew up playing hockey in Wisconsin as well.
Yes.
Going from the hockey scene in Wisconsin to Oklahoma, that's quite a big shift.
Yeah, I would say it took a little bit of time getting used to the heat, but now that I'm used to it, this honestly feels a little cold. I'm not going to lie.
You were telling me earlier the cold wasn't too bad.
I know.
So what was it like when you're in the transfer portal and you get that call, Patty Gasso's on the other side?
Honestly, it's a little intimidating, but then when you get to know her, she's the nicest person you'll ever meet, and honestly the most down-to-earth person you'll ever meet. And that's the coach you get on the field, too, not only in person, but also when you're competing. She's just as passionate and just as humble.
She carries that weight with her. She's just, greatest softball coach of all time. Did she have to sell you at all coming here? Or
No.
what was that process like?
Honestly, her interactions with me were so genuine that I was bought in from the beginning. And then meeting all of the girls, too, it was so much easier to get along with them than what I had thought, just based on the fact that I was an outsider last year, and a lot of people saw how they competed and criticized them, but honestly I fell in love with how they played, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Now you're going to be you've come from the Big Ten. You're going to get one more year in the Big 12 and then SEC time next year.
Yeah.
Are you excited at all for that?
Yes, I'm very excited. Honestly, since I was a kid, I've dreamed of competing at this level, and last year at Wisconsin, I got a little bit of a taste of that, and now I'm ready to go.
Now, I grew up playing baseball, being the operative term. I wasn't very good.
Okay.
But the pitchers, I feel, in baseball, they're very process-oriented, a little bit superstitious.
Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions?
Not currently, but there is always one that pops up towards the season. I think last year it was don't step on the chalk before a game, but that hasn't always been a thing for me. But last year it was, so I'm sure I'll find something new to focus in on this year.
So kind of changing gears here to the action here on the ice. What stuck out to you so far?
Honestly, just how passionate these guys are about the way they play, and just their hustle on and off the ice is just super cool to see. And honestly, with the head coach, I got to meet him back when I came here on my move-in day in August, and ever since then I realized that all coaches here are the same in the way that they compete on and off the field, on and off the ice, on and off the court. It doesn't matter. They're just as passionate and humble. Honestly, the most obvious thing that has stuck out to me is that they're all humble, and it's not about the stats, and it's not about how good you're doing on the ice or on the field or any competition. It's just about who you are as a person first.
What about you specifically made yourself think that you'd be a good fit here at the University of Oklahoma?
Honestly, just by the way that girls, they just compete, and they love to compete, and that's what I live by, is the competition on and off the field. And by on and off the field, I mean in the classroom as well. Our GPA as a team is something that our coach and our team prides itself on, and that's something that I wanted to be a part of too.
I guarantee you your team GPA is higher than a lot of other athletic programs here.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it's been so cool to be a part of the team and join the girls. And, I mean, there hasn't been a day where I haven't felt like part of the family.
Have there been any teams in the Big 12 that you faced during your time at Wisconsin?
No, not yet. So, at Wisconsin, we didn't get to face a lot of out-of-conference teams before the season. Honestly, I don't know the Big 12 conference all that well, so I'm excited to see the competition we face this year, and then moving into the SEC. I actually played against Alabama last year, so it was cool to get a taste of that and then move into this year.
Is there anything that sticks out to you in the Big 12 at all? Maybe an Oklahoma State, maybe a Texas, maybe a Baylor. I mean, Baylor, it was the lone loss this team had last year. Maybe want to stick it to the Bears.
Yeah, honestly, I'm excited for Texas more than anything else, just based on the OU-Texas rivalry that I've heard. And then this past football season when they competed in Texas and beat Texas, I can tell how passionate the fans are for our team in beating Texas.
How ready are you to see that brand new ballpark, Loves Field, right on the corner of campus?
I am so excited. It's going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be the nicest stadium in college softball besides the Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City.
Now, this is something that I followed for a while, the investment of this university into women's sports. Was that important at all for you when you were looking at places to go?
Yeah, honestly, Title IX has been a huge deal for women in athletics and just equality overall and equal pay for equal play. So going to a university where they put a lot of value in women's athletics is such a huge deal for me because it's not only softball, it's gymnastics and the other women's sports on top of that too that they really take care of and they really notice and recognize as a athletic department.
Has there been anyone on OU's pitching staff that you've kind of gravitated to? Has anyone kind of mentored you a bit since you've come here?
Honestly, all of them have been so great. Even Kelly Maxwell coming in as a transfer as well. She's been such a good, like, I don't even know what to call it, like a guiding point. Like, she's been so great about, like, talking pitching philosophy because we share a lot of the same pitches. And then Nicole May, Kirsten Deal, Savannah Guerin, all of them are great. And then the addition of, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. But the addition of
It happens when you wear the
Keeney.
headset.
Yeah, Carly Keeney. Yes, thank you. She's been great too, and like all of us have just clicked so well together, and I'm really proud to be an Oklahoma Sooner.
Now that you are here, what are some key differences between Madison, Wisconsin, and Norman, Oklahoma?
Honestly, just the size of the campus is so different because in Madison it was such a city feel, and I was trying to dodge cars going 60 miles per hour to get to class every day.
You'll have to dodge Lime scooters instead, don't you worry.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I actually ride a scooter to class here, so I don't know if you call that a stereotypical athlete move or not, but yeah, honestly, the walkability to my classes is just really impressive, and I find myself actually getting to classes on time, which is rare because last year I would get stuck in traffic a lot behind scooters and all that. So it's really nice to be able to get to class on time.
That is what you're here for, after all.
Yes, student before athlete.
That is all we've got for Miss Peyton Monticelli. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're going to take a step back here. The second period will be starting soon. Until then, you're watching Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. And we begin the second period of action here between OU and CSU. Ben Mondu to the dots. Justin Ridreau will be his opponents. Thank you once again to Miss Peyton Monticelli for joining us. That was a very good interview. Everyone we bring up here is just a natural with the headset on. We might be out of a job soon. Here's Lakovsky. Rams moving in early. Connor Horn keeping his man at bay. Sooners take over.
And let's not remember, at the end of the first period, it was all Colorado State.
Here comes Mondu. Mondu pulling through, moving in, forehand score! That was a beauty, Ben Mondu!
Oh, we finally got in the score column. We talked about it in the open. 1 goal and 10 assists, make it 2 goals and 10 assists, and that might be the nastiest goal of the year.
Toe drag swag from 37.
We'll take a look at it in slow motion. Gets the pass right at the O at the UCO logo. Between the stick and the left leg of the defender, puts it far side. And look at the reaction from the bench.
Woo-wee, that was a beauty. To Mrs. Mondu, who I'm sure is watching in Quebec, Canada right now. I hope you liked that one, because it was a beauty. Here comes Logan Sadler. Sadler moving in, turns it over. Colorado State sends it back. Sadler with it. I am just in awe. That was quite clean, I would say, Mr. Shaw. Big shot, tipped away by Simon. And Sam Simon, who has been just a beast against this Sooners squad in recent matchups. Sooners already getting one past him. Here's Sadler in the slot. Big save there by Simon. That's more like it.
Right back to form, and you need that as a netminder. Getting one to keep your confidence, make sure you're not shaken.
Glass finds Barone. Barone moving in. Big shot. Save made by Simon. He'll get a whistle. Cavalcanti knocking on the door. Cromwell keeping Cavalcanti honest.
He hasn't been this busy in a little while, not since the end of the Sooners' first power play of the night. Have they tested Sam Simon like this? We saw them score on the great move from Mondu, and now threatening again, taking the lead back and shots on goal here.
Will Baird to the faceoff duck. Goldstein to his back. Carson Bassett there as well. Rams trying to break out. Sooners just firing on all cylinders here. A bit of jump in those white jerseys now. Here comes Colorado down to the Sooner zone. Carson Bassett angles his man into the wall. Rams will have to take it back to the neutral zone. Here's Tyson Shaw. Shaw will send it in deep. Christian Collins wraps it around. Rams trying to go up high. Big shot. Bit of a knuckle puck. Sooners not letting it through. Nice play there by Baird.
Great stick from Will Baird. I wanted to bring up a little bit in the first period how clean the Sooners have been with their stick checks tonight. They took the one infraction earlier, but it's been a big difference from last year and why this team is so low in the penalty category.
Goldstein with a big shot. Paddled away here. Colorado State moving in. Puck chipped off the glass. Here they come. TJ Norris runs into Goldstein. Goldstein standing tall, fighting off a couple of Rams. Rams have it down low. That's Collins. Collins finds a man in the slot, tipped away by OU, and a knuckle puck flies out of play.
Quick shout out to our old friend and colleague John tuning in tonight. Good to hear from you watching the broadcast.
We miss you, buddy. To be young as a freshman. John Adkins, Matt Bowling, Ben Thomas. That was a strong crew we had back in the day.
First ballot OU Hockey TV Hall of Famers.
Do we have the budget for that? Anyway, Hunter Howe chipping it high. Here's Andrew Lowe. Andrew Lowe put down by Ohala. Ohala putting his shoulder into number 88 there. And Ohala takes over. Ohala goes D to D. That's Cromwell. Cromwell taking his time, looking at what's in front of him. Sends it over to Green. Green turns it over to Howe. Howe chips it off the board, sends it right back to Ohala. Ohala sends it right back to the neutral zone. Here's Payne. Payne will dump it in, and the Sooners give chase. Cromwell checked by Mondu. A couple of breakout passes. Sooners can't keep it in. Payne gives chase.
Now going back to Mondu's goal here to open up the period, the reaction from the bench, we've talked at length about how it's been hard for him to get in the back of the net despite his high scoring output. I think they knew it too.
Ben Mondu has been vocally frustrated with his lack of goals. Just one on the year so far coming into this game, and I hope he liked that one because it was good. Andrew Lowe trying to fend off Colorado State players. He will send it in deep. Sooners get a change. Nate Payne staying on to forecheck, keeping the Rams honest, and here they come through the neutral zone.
Lowe got hooked on that play. He got away with a big hit at center ice from Carson Glass.
Sooners, they can still throw the body. They're a very fast team, but also a very physical team. And with the size that they've added in the offseason and maybe a little bit more size on the way, they can still hang with you physically. Colorado State moving in. Lukowski sends one into the corner off his backhand. Probably thought he had a man there. Will Blake behind his own goal. Chips it to Barone. Barone, he has Demanchuk. Will get it to Demanchuk. Demanchuk looking somewhere to go. Tries to find a man in the center. That was Will Blake. Rams will send it in deep. Rams cycling in the Sooner zone. Puck finds the top of the zone. Big shot. Doesn't get through Carson Glass.
Does anybody on this team play more above their weight class than Carson Glass?
I think Demanchuk is definitely up there. Big shot from the slot goes wide. Big shot from the point, and this could be trouble. Here's Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti has a step on Lukowski. Cavalcanti trying to force his way in, and he's tipped away by Lukowski. Good back check there.
Yeah, that's just the size of Lukowski. Those long strides coming into play there on the back check. We'll take a look at the hit. That
Carson Glass moving in. Four-hit shot, sweeping, can't tip it through. A couple of nice back checks for the Rams. That one from Justin Vickers. And a big shot on the doorstep here. Sooners knocking on the door here. Cavalcanti still trying to get it in. Big shot. Doesn't get through Tristan Glass. Puck bouncing. Sooners keep it in deep.
Got to spread it back out here.
Rams on the breakout now. Can't connect, and the Sooners will return it to sender. Sadler, he's going to make something of this. Sadler moving down the left wing, forcing his way in. Tries to pull through. Stick save by Simon, and the net comes off its pegs.
Whew. Yeah, despite the early goal, the Rams have looked much better in this period, much more structured. And, you know, those breakaway goals like Mondu had, those happen in a hockey season. You'd like them to not happen when you're down by a goal to double your deficit. But they have played a much more structured game, and they look a lot more threatening here.
I have moved from my usual perch above the opposing team's net because I don't want to get hit in the face with something. And I think the Rams might be thankful for that decision right about now. Sooners get it in deep, rims around the boards. Hunter Howell pinching up a little bit, keeps the puck in. Sadler with a nice play. He'll send it to the opposite corner. Rams trying to get a breakout going. Sooners have been very strong on the offensive zone blue line. Defensemen not letting a lot of pucks out as the Rams move into the offensive zone. Here's Connor Horn. Rams on the point. Puck sent wide. Colagrasso looking for somewhere to go. Here's Maestas. Maestas backhand finds a man in the high slot, and soon as to come on the counterattack. Here's Sadler.
3-on-2.
Sadler finds Glass. Cavalcanti staying high. Glass pulls, shoots, block made.
3-on-2 the other way. Got to get back here.
This could be trouble. Here's Maestas. Maestas finds a man in the middle of the zone. Big shot blocked there by Horn as the Sooner bench gives him a hand. Sadler backhands it to Howe. Howe has a bit of room, loses it. Couple of 25s fighting over puck possession. Sooners get it in their own zone again. Here's Tristan Glass. Glass got a bit of room. He will chip it in deep. Sadler gets chase.
Sadler's been out for a while. Probably wants to get this puck in deep and try and get off for a change soon as the Will Baird line comes back out.
Will Baird forechecks Tyson Shaw as the puck leaks its way into the neutral zone. Rams making a couple of passes here, and Sooners picking up speed. Here's Will Baird. Baird moving in. Goes to his forehand, going around the net, looking for a pass. Gets it to Bassett. Bassett finds Goldstein. Goldstein, low shot blocked there by Collins. Collins had a step there on a few OU players. Nice back check there by OU. Puck sent in deep. Goldstein gives chase. Goldstein finds Hollander. Hollander stick handles. Tries to find Martin. Martin can't hold on. And Colorado State sends it all the way back in. Copus and Bond with it now. Christian Collins getting stingy down the forecheck. Big trouble! Kick save by Kobitz and Bond.
His best of the night so far, short of that glove save earlier in the first.
And here's Declan Martin. Declan Martin. Cromwell with a nice stick there to get the puck off Martin's stick. Sooners being very stingy here in the neutral zone. Carson Bassett making his presence felt in his return from injury. Oh, I feel like I've been doing a lot of screaming in this period so far.
It's about as active as a period as we've seen in a while. Can't believe there's only been 3 shots on goal since the goal scored, but high flying up and down the ice, north-south. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Goldstein sends it back to Cromwell. Cromwell looking for a pass, and the puck is chipped by a Colorado State player in the neutral zone. No icing. Sooners will take it in their own zone. Here's Lowe. Lowe tries to find Mondu on a chip pass. Finds Mondu again, and here's 37 once more. Mondu moving in, pulls, protects the puck with a spin, finds Goldstein. No, does not connect with Goldstein, and the puck bounces to the neutral zone. Here's Barone. Barone sends it in deep. Sooners get there first. Lowe tried to sneak one in there, doesn't get through to the netminder.
Short crew here tonight for us on OU Hockey TV, but I don't think anyone is more in line to be our player of the game tonight so far than Mondu, still working behind the net.
Mondu sends it up high. Jake Barone, Payne below the net, tries to find some help, doesn't connect.
Nice idea there.
Barone with a cannon, tipped high and out of play.
Don't see that too much from the Sooners so much this year. They haven't been able to get the puck elevated. They have on both their goals tonight, but in general, a lot of shots in the point along the ice, trying to force rebounds, trying to get tips in front. That time just a little bit too high, trying to go up by 3.
Colorado State is quite sound defensively. They're not letting up a lot of big chances in front of Sam Simon, but the 2 chances the Sooners have had that were very good, they put behind them. Big difference between this year and last year.
I can remember vividly back to the Illinois State game. The Sooners nearly had a top 10 upset, 3 chances in overtime that they couldn't find the back of the net.
Oh, that was a banger of a hockey game. It's a shame they couldn't win that one. Icing is waved off. Jake Barone takes over behind his own goal. Duncan Hollander with him. Barone chipping it forward. Here's the defenseman moving in on the rush. Here's Barone. Forehand shot blocked. And a rebound score! Jake Barone! That's number 1 on the air for him.
Oh, you could see it coming. As soon as he took the shot, the rebound was there. That is not what you want to see from Sam Simon in that situation. Defenseman leading the rush, and here comes a stray puck onto the ice that the officials have to grab.
Barone takes it himself on the rush, shoots it, hits a defenseman. Block shot is a nice play, picks up the rebound, and shoots that one in. That is point number 7 and goal number 1 for Jake Barone this year.
Take one more look here as he gathered it up, put it home, all of them above, high to the blocker side on Simon tonight.
And it is just about now Sam Simon is realizing, and this whole Colorado State bench is realizing, these are not the same old Sooners. Mondu chips it for Lowe. Lowe can't hold on. Colorado State trying to move through the neutral zone. Sooners being way too physical. Can't hold on. Trying to regroup.
And to stay on the gear of this not being the same team as last year, the Sooners led 1 time against Colorado State last year. They led it 3-2 in a game they won in late December. Outside of that, they trailed this team for the rest of their 4 games against them.
Mondu finds Payne. Payne finds Lowe. Lowe moving in. Big shot. Tries to find Mondu. Mondu can't get a shot.
Oh, that was it.
Good idea there. Can't quite get the execution. Mondu was about an inch away from goal number 2 on the evening for him. Horn chips it back for Howe. Lakovsky's going to get there first. Chips it to himself. Runs into Howe on the way there. Rips down Howe. Puck still bouncing on the half wall. Rams looking for somewhere to go. Lakovsky chips it off the boards. Howe, here he comes. Big shot. Blocked by a Sooner and chipped wide. Noah Decker sends it high. Shaw moving in. Checked by Payne. Shaw spins. Moving in. Sharp angle behind Culbertson Bond now. Shaw still with it. Tries to find a man in the slot. Payne kicks it away. Finds another man. Big pass. Shot. Save made by Culbertson Bond. Rebound. Still loose. Behind Culbertson Bond now, and the puck comes out of danger. A couple of Rams are down. This could be a chance for the Sooners. Long pass for Baird. Picked off by Lakovsky.
Got to get back on side here. 3 players went down as the official checks on BCB. He looks to be all right.
Sooners trying to just kick their way out of their defensive zone, and this could be trouble. 2-on-1 developing for the Sooners. Here we go. Connor Horn finds Baird. Baird shoots. Save made by Simon.
That's how you get back in the game as a netminder. Bodies are really flying now.
Baird on the back check makes a nice play. Sweeps the puck out of danger. Rams still have it. Colagrasso working his way down low. Chipped it back for some help. Puck rims around the boards. Barone gives chase. Tries to find Hollander. Loses it. Puck on the boards. A couple of Rams and a couple of Sooners fighting for possession. Baird takes it into the neutral zone. Finds Hollander. And Hollander will chip it in deep. Sooners get some fresh legs out there as the Rams try to break out. Nice idea there between Connor Horn and Will Baird. Will Baird still looking for his first of the year. Would have been a very nice chance on a 2-on-1 there as the Sooners take over in the neutral zone. Here's Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti picking up speed. Pulls. Can't get it through. Picked up by some help. Glass. Puck bouncing. Here's Swearingen. Swearingen winds up. Passes to Barone. Barone with a shot. Save. Maybe. And no one goes through. Score! Logan Cavalcanti tips it in. 4-0 for the Crimson and Cream.
And it's not how they've been scoring them so far tonight, but we talked in the open with head coach Peter Arvanites getting to the dirty areas. Tristan Glass across from Barone. Barone lets it go. We both thought it was saved, and maybe Cavalcanti got a piece of it by his body language. Looks to be the case. So if that is the case, it is goal number 5 on the year for 54. Be a lot of highlights to catch up on in the second period for us.
Do we have your attention now? Do we have your attention now? A dominant offensive showing from the Sooners so far in the first 12 minutes and 11 seconds of this period as they've taken a 4-0 lead against Colorado State. Here's Riley Hunt Bond. We'll chip it forward. Culbertson Bond blocks it away easily as we get a whistle.
So Cavalcanti's 5th of the year has him back tied for second place on the team.
Riley Hunt Bond to the faceoff dot. Ben Mondu out there again. This round won by Mondu. Sooners. Couple of passes trying to force their way out. Lowe tried to find Mondu. Nice idea, but doesn't connect. The passes just seem so much quicker this time around. And here's Payne moving in. 2-on-2. Payne finds Lowe. Lowe with a pass for Mondu. Can't connect. Hits something on the way there. Mondu chips back for Lowe. Lowe back for Mondu.
Nice no-look pass. Ooh, nice move from Mondu, too.
Mondu with a spin, looking for number 2. Finds the Manchuk. Manchuk shot. Save made by Simon.
That's a good save to retain your confidence as a netminder right now. This has been the toughest period of the season for the Rams so far, letting up 3 goals in about 12 minutes and 50 seconds. We know they can score. We know they can get right back in this game, so the Sooners are going to keep the pressure on here for the rest of the 7 minutes and change.
Peyton Monticelli picked quite a game to go to, didn't she?
Last year, we think we froze them out.
This is what you need on a recruiting trip, ladies and gentlemen. Big shot from the point, blocked away. Will Blake working down low, fending off a couple of Rams. Puck leaks back to the point. Goldstein can't keep it in.
Went off his skate, got caught in that gap that the hockey skates make, and took a really funky bounce out of there.
Goldstein trying to keep the puck in with those Bauer Supremes he's rocking as the Rams come in. Here they come. Shot from a sharp angle, blocked away easily by Culbertson Bond. Rams still have it. Send it to the points. Pass high slot. Can't keep it in. Rams will take over. Justin Roudreau with a bit of a chance there. Sooners being very stingy with in the passing lane so far this evening. Will Blake, sharp angle shot, tipped away easily by Simon. Here's Latkovsky. Rams leading scorer has been quite quiet this evening. He finds Vickers. Vickers moving in. Errant pass is picked up by Connor Horn. Connor Horn moving in. Tries to pull through a man. Sooners onside, says the official. Here's Latkovsky. Latkovsky checked by Blake, moves in. Still has it. Shot kicked away by Goldstein.
Not sure why he took the shot there. He had Justin Roudreau wide open as the trailer behind him, and Roudreau would have had the angle on BCB.
Shaw finds Latkovsky. Latkovsky runs in the Horn, makes it through. Checked by Demanchuk. Connor Horn doesn't get to the puck first. Sooners trying to force their way out of their own zone. And they do. Rams take over in the neutral zone. Shaw finds Latkovsky. Latkovsky moving in. Latkovsky with space. Pulls. Save by Culbertson Bond. And another save! Culbertson Bond keeps the Rams out. And this could be trouble here as the Rams are moving in. Big shot, or a pass rather, for Christian Collins goes wide. And here come the Sooners on the counterattack. Duncan Hollander moving in. Barone will send it in deep. Sam Simon will play it. Sooners get a change as the Rams get ready for the breakout.
How in the world did Brendan Culbertson Bond make that save? I
thought the third one went in. I'm going to be honest.
I don't have words.
I thought that went in.
We'll take a look at it. We did get a replay of it for you. As soon as play stops, we'll take a look at it and see exactly what happened there.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in the second, where the floodgates have opened for the Sooners. Culbertson Bond plays it just out of his crease, chips it off the glass. Cavalcanti tries to tip it into the neutral zone. And here they come. Here they come. Sadler moving down the right wing. Big shot, goes wide. Sooners defense can't keep it in. Rieger gives chase. Rieger with a nice move. I haven't seen the big fella make any spins like that so far this season. That was nice. But here comes Colorado State. Sharp angle shot goes off the post.
Hit the outside of the post there. BCB gives a little thank you tap to it with his stick.
And
here
this
they
could be
come.
trouble. Here comes Sadler and Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti moving in. Shot. No, a pass. A rebound. Goes wide.
Right through the blue paint. Nearly made it 5-0.
Oh. Here's Cavalcanti again, moving down the left wing. Pass, tries to find Sadler, doesn't get through.
Sadler throws a hit right in front of the netminder for good measure.
Culbertson Bond doesn't quite get the icing call there, despite his best efforts to not touch the puck. Good aim there on the long clearing attempt by Colorado State. And a long pass meant for the point ends up in the neutral zone. Rams will have to regroup. 3:30 to go here in the second. Rieger finds Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti looking for somewhere to go. He has a glass in the neutral zone. Goes the other way with it to Howe. Howe with a long clearing attempt. Sam Simon will play behind his net as the Sooners get a fresh pair of legs.
Remember also, this is Sam Simon's 11th game in 11 games for the Rams this year. He has started every contest so far.
The arm stays up this time. Sooners get an icing call, and the puck will.
Let's go back and, while they attend to Sam Simon's equipment, let's take a look at the saves Culbertson Bond made on the breakaway. It's a 2-on-1 developing right in front, keeps the right pad out enough, sweeps the stick behind him, and in the chaos, the puck comes out. One last shot. We can't really see where it was, but Adam Goldstein somehow pulls it off the back of the net.
Rams then win this one. Bova goes D to D. Rams on the forecheck. Sooners being very stingy on the forecheck here. Ben Mondu takes over. Here's Payne. Big shot from the point, goes wide.
That had some mustard on it.
Andrew Lowe right in front of Simon's eyes, and Andrew Lowe takes over. Big shot, blocker save by Simon. And the Sooners will take over in the neutral zone.
2:45 to go in period number 2. This time in the first period, we were talking about the Sooners limping their way in after kind of being outplayed for 5 or 10 minutes there in the waning moments, but now they have been dominant here in the second.
Lowe trying to force his way in. Rams, very tight gaps here down low.
And that dominance, even with the Rams being a more structured and better team here.
And this could be trouble. Rams 3-on-2 developing. Hunt Bond moving in. Shot goes wide, deflected by Sooners defenseman. And here's Hollander. Or excuse me, that is Blake Swearingen.
Puck took a funky bounce there, and that's what the Rams need right now. They need a turnover by the Sooners. They need a funky bounce off these lively Arctic Edge end boards, because you're not going to beat Culbertson Bond when he's in the zone.
Petrangelo turns it over to Mondu. 2-on-2 developing here. Mondu moving in. Mondu has glass. Big shot. Blocked away by Ty Doan. Here come the Rams. Hunt Bond moving in. Crossing over. Loses it. Puck back into the neutral zone.
Swearingen got to get back to the bench here. He got banged up big time on this shift.
Rams trying to work their way in. There's just a wall of white and crimson on the way to the netminder, and here's Carson Glass. Carson Glass down the right wing. Low shot kicked away by Simon. Demanchuk chips it in down low. Demanchuk chases his own dump in, gets there first. Rams rim it up the boards. Brendan Valencia trying to find a headman pass. Doesn't get it. Rams will still trying to get it out of their zone. Cornwell breakout pass, and here come the Rams. Hunt Bond stood up by Connor Horn, and Horn sends it right back down the zone.
Riley Hunt Bond's been the best Colorado State forward so far tonight. He's made quite a few chances, but none of them have been when his teammates are with him. All those sequences out in front of BCB have been with different lines on the ice.
Cromwell tries to find a man. Barone gets there instead, tries to chip it forward, and the Rams will take it back. 50 seconds to go here in the second. Here's TJ Norris moving down the left wing, stood up by Barone. Puck will have to find a new home, and it does with Connor Horn. Horn rims it up the boards for Demanchuk. Demanchuk stood up by Cromwell, and Cromwell sends it in deep. Valencia working down low against Barone. And here's Valencia again. He has a man in the slot. It's kicked away by Demanchuk, and the shot on Culbertson Bond is kicked away. Sooners have to fend off one last chance here by Colorado State, and they do. Here comes Will Baird. Baird, forehand shot, tipped and score! Will Baird!
Join the party, 17 with 10.9 to go in the period. The Sooners have gone up 5-0 in one of the most explosive 20 minutes of offense we've seen from this team in years.
It's a party in the Arctic. Sooners up 5-0. Just that kind of night for the Rams so far, as Will Baird, just a very low percentage shot, but it hits a piece of a Colorado State defenseman, and Sam Simon couldn't adjust in time to get himself in front of that puck.
And it's a night where the bounces are going the Sooners' way, and when you play a disciplined, structured game and get the bounces, these things happen.
Duncan Hollander not going away quietly as the final seconds tick down. Colorado State long clearing attempt, hit by Adam Goldstein, and that will do it. 40 minutes played, and it has been a pretty dominant performance by OU so far. 5-0 for the good guys headed into the third.
Take one more look at one of the plays made by Brendan Culbertson Bond right before the end of play. Colorado State gets the puck out in front. They've been working it behind the net frequently here in the second period. It's where they made most of their offense. But Culbertson Bond stays tight to his post, stays in that butterfly position, and like we said, when he's hot like this, it's really, really hard to beat BCB.
And as the two teams venture back to the dressing rooms, one in a bit of a better mood than the other one, we will take a step aside as well. Headed into the second intermission, it is 5-0 for OU. But until we get here for our second intermission report, I'm Ben Dacu, this is Caleb Shaw, and you're watching OU Hockey on OU Hockey TV. It has been what the kids call a point night here at the Arctic Edge Ice Arena as the Sooners have taken a 5-0 lead over their WCHL foe, Colorado State Rams.
Yeah, let's take a quick look back at that period. All 4 Sooner goals that were scored coming on the rush.
This is exactly what the Sooners have needed. The offense has been so much more consistent, so much more coherent, and they're just getting results now. 5 goals, 4 in a period against a goaltender like Sam Simon. Are you kidding me?
And 2 of them coming from defensemen tonight too. With Barone getting his first of the year right there.
Barone, with that goal, Jake Barone now has his career high of points in a Sooners uniform with 7. So good for him. And Jake Barone coming in on Hockey Time in Oklahoma, maybe that's a bit of a good luck charm for these guys.
Let's take one more look back at that William Bear goal at the end of the period. About 10 seconds left when he scored it. We really didn't see what happened. It looked like Sam Simon gloved that play at first, but I guess it snuck through.
A lucky bounce here for the Sooners. The puck luck has been on the good guys' side so far this evening, and this is something they just did not have last year, but I suppose you could argue that the Sooners have been making their own luck, just pelting Sam Simon with shots.
At 24-21, the shots on goal total so far, the Sooners lead in that category. They lead on the ice, and so far this year, leading in the advanced stats has really translated to leading on the scoreboard.
I think it's just important I might be a bit of a caveman when it comes to this. I just believe in pelting the goaltender with shots. But it's not just pelting the goaltender with shots. The Sooners have done a very good job of harassing Sam Simon. There's always 1 or 2 white jerseys immediately around the blue paint of his crease. And they've made the Rams pay for maybe a bit of lacking defense around Sam Simon's net.
Yeah, and we've seen the Rams in period number 2 work behind Brendan Colbert's and Bond's net. They were able to get a few good rushes down the ice as we get the 5-minute warning for intermission number 2. They looked like a better hockey team in that second period. Unfortunately, the Sooners also came out looking better than they did in the opening 20.
It is a cruel game we play, Caleb. It is a cruel game we broadcast, Caleb, as the Rams, they haven't done anything that egregious defensively. I think they've actually played a very sound game. The Sooners have just been running wild in the passing lanes. There's been nowhere to go for the Rams in the offensive zone. And the Sooners, it just feels like one thing the Rams are doing wrong, the Sooners just have so much space when they're winding up to take a shot. There's so much room. And when you have that much space, these guys, their shots are so good. When you have that much room, you're going to get a good chance.
Yeah, and the Rams, they got quality chances too. Let's take a look really quick at their best of the period, best of the game so far. Came on to Brendan Colbert-Sabon. There was chaos out in front of him, but at the end of the day, Goldstein finds it on the back of the net and whips it around the boards out of danger.
Colbert-Sabon has been very active outside his crease so far this evening. I don't know if that's a new thing out of him, but I don't like it. It makes me nervous.
Yeah, normally that was more of Gage Redmond's shtick last year, playing out of the net. He's a bit bigger of a goaltender, more imposing of a figure to maybe try to run down the ice at when he's coming out to play the puck. But Colbert-Sabon plays smaller in his net, likes to stay in the butterfly position a lot of the time. We don't see him out there too often.
The most interesting goaltender in the world, as we have called him. Merch coming soon, by the way. I was lucky enough to have a camera on the ice with me when I was visiting practice on Wednesday night, and Brendan Colbert-Sabon did get one of his teammates, Tristan Glass, with a bit of a prank. I'm not too sure what the details on that were, but it involved something with taping balls into Tristan Glass's locker room stall, which I'm not sure how that works, but I don't know. It sounded funny.
Let's take a quick look at the Rams point leaders. We talked about it in the open, but if you're just joining us tonight, they're the second highest scoring team in the conference. Tonight, the Sooners have shut them out. They give up the second most amount of goals in the conference. They've played 2 more games than everybody else, so those stats are a little inflated, but weird to see him off the score sheet, even with how well the Sooners have played defensively.
Latkovsky, the Czechia resident, he's had the puck a couple of times on his stick, but he's been quite quiet. He's not getting a lot of chances. The Sooners aren't really letting him into the area around Colbert-Sabon's crease, which, that's typically a recipe for success against the team's highest scorer, which, always good. We like to see that from the Sooners. And something that is sticking out to me is the Sooners have 24 shots through 2 periods, which is not as many as they had against Colorado last week. But I think the Sooners are getting more high-quality chances against Sam Simon to make him think he's stopped. He's faced a lot more than 24 shots.
Yeah, and let's go back to the both goals that Barone had a big hand in. He let the puck go that Cavalcanti scored on when he cleaned up the loose change for the third goal of the period. Barone took his time on both of those plays. He skated down nice with it. He waited for a lane to open up and took the shot when it was available to him. This is a team that they put 40, 50 shots on goal last week in both times. On pace for just over 30 tonight, but I'd argue a more complete 24 shots on goal.
I harped on it a lot last week. Jake Barone has blossomed into just a very sound, very competent defenseman on the back end for the Sooners. Coach Arvanitis brought in all these big guys, Connor Horn, Adam Goldstein. But Jake Barone has turned into a very good defenseman that he can have in his top two pairings.
And he can fill in anywhere he needs to in the lineup. We saw Horn and Rieger start tonight, Howe and Rieger start tonight. We've seen Connor Horn on the front end this year. Goldstein got knocked out with a head injury for a little while, but really Jake Barone is just a Swiss Army knife of a player that, standing at 6'2", 180 pounds, he's not the biggest or the smallest guy in the lineup. We've seen him line up on the power play, on the penalty kill. Just a player that you can really insert into the lineup anytime, any night, and get good results out of.
And as the Rams start lining up in front of their door, the Sooners are no doubt charging their way to the West Ice Service here at the Arctic Edge Ice Arena. So we will take a step aside here for a brief moment. We will be right back with a third period of action. Until then, you're watching Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV. Fallout Boy plays us into the third as the Sooners get ready to defend a 5-0 lead against the forest green-clad Colorado State Rams.
With their staying power, has Fallout Boy overtaken Blink-182 as the most impressive and staying powerful punk band of the 2000s?
Give it another 10 years or so for Fallout Boy, then I think we can say that. And the Sooners are indeed lighting it up and also on fire as they take over here in the third.
Remember the NHL playoff ad from like 10 years ago using that song?
No, Caleb, I don't remember playoff ads from 10 years ago. I do remember the NHL 2003 soundtrack. That was, speaking of Blink-182. Rams on the breakout here. Sooners take over in the defensive zone. Mondu finds low, crossing over, picking up a little speed, moving down the left wing. Wide shot! And something I have just noticed, Sam Simon's evening is over. Caleb Bartholomew, number 33, has taken over in net for the Rams.
First action of the year for anybody outside of Sam Simon. This is the first time the Rams have been down this much in a third period and not had to go to the empty net to try and tie this thing up. Maybe a little bit of a shakeup in the back end can get them back in this.
Sooners working in early against a perhaps cold goaltender as Bartholomew juggles it a little bit, but he will get the face-off for the Rams in their defensive zone.
Well, he was cold. He's not anymore. Great save on the rebound right in front of him. Able to scoop it up out of midair, force a face-off. That's what you want to do when you get into this game cold.
Baird loses that draw. The Rams play it back for themselves. Christian Collins with it. Works it back for his defenseman. Cromwell sends it to Vickers. Vickers taking a look, picking up speed. Turns it over to Barone. Vickers sends it, tries to dump it in. Barone makes a nice glove pass there. Puck bouncing in the neutral zone, trying to find somewhere to go. Goes back into the Colorado State zone. Cromwell chips it up. Rams fighting off a couple of Sooners here. Sadler sends back in deep. Bartholomew saves it again. Sooners will get a change as the Rams get ready to break out. Rams shot across the zone. This could be trouble. Cavalcanti with a turnover. Backhand shot save made by Bartholomew.
Fitting to have his graphic up as he makes that save. First appearance of the year, and he's looked pretty good here. 2 shots on goal. I guess probably 3 now as the scoreboard finally updates. And he's been tight on all of them.
Sooners haven't had that's been a pretty sharp angle shot so far for the Sooners here in the third. Let's see what happens when they get maybe something in the slot here as another faceoff goes in favor of Colorado State. Carson Bassett gives chase. Bassett has been a steady presence so far for the Sooners on the back end. Nice to have him back. Bassett, breakout pass for Glass, doesn't get there. It's going to be played instead by Tyson Shaw on the other side of the rink.
And to speak further on Bassett back in the lineup here, I don't know if anybody on this team was more excited to get into conference play.
Cavalcanti chip past the Sadler and score!
Wow. How rude of you, Logan Sadler, to join the party right now. Good to see him back on the score sheet.
That is what I believe they call a sextet of goals for the Sooners as Logan Sadler gets on the board on a beauty of a pass from Logan Cavalcanti.
Well, here's the back end of it for you. We'll have a full highlight on our Sooner Hockey TV Twitter later for you tonight. But with 27 shots on goal, the Sooners have scored 6 times now. What an efficient game.
Wow. To do this to a divisional opponent who has given you fits for the last couple of seasons is nothing short of extremely impressive. Sooners play behind their own net. Here's Connor Horn. Chips up for Demanchuk. Puck forced back down low by Colorado State. Hunter Howe takes over. Chips it off the glass for Glass. Puck bouncing, trying to find home. Hunter Howe with it once more. Ford stands tall. Sends it across the zone. Can't connect. Demanchuk gets it. Demanchuk chips it out of the zone, out of danger. Will Blake trying to force the issue. Rams still have it in the neutral zone. Here's Ford. Moving in. Can't get it. Rams having a hard time holding on to the puck here in the neutral zone. And the puck goes all the way back down to their zone. And that is essentially how it has gone tonight for the Rams. Not a lot of puck luck and not a lot of good bounces in favor of them. Hunter Howe keeping Cromwell at bay. Tries to find a man in the slot, doesn't connect. And here's Mondu on the response. Mondu forces it forward. Nice play there, but it's going to be picked up by Cromwell. Sooners still standing tall, low. Gets Mondu. Mondu back for low. Low with a shot. Tip made. Good stick there.
Sooners maybe turning down the aggression a little bit here. They did score. Sadler at the back door, but kind of play right there. You might see Nate Payne jump up and try and get a quick shot off earlier in the game or in a closer game than this one is.
Mondu slips and loses it. Here come the Rams. Big shot saved easily by Culbertson Bonds. Zakowski, I believe that might be his first shot of the evening so far as the leading scorer for the Rams.
And that being surprising with how much we've seen him on the ice.
It's just been a very sound defensive game for the Sooners. There haven't been a lot of opportunities for the Rams to get a lot of open shots on Culbertson Bonds. Lakowski sends it in deep. Barone responds with a slapper of his own. Cromwell takes over. Cromwell crossing over, taking his time, taking a look. Finds Latkovsky. Latkovsky pushes it forward. Here's Hunt Bond. Hunt Bond checked by Barone. Barone standing tall. Barone put down by Zakowski as the Rams have it up high. Big shot by Cromwell. Blockered away by Culbertson Bonds. And Andrew Lowe with a bit of a baseball swing there. Sends it all the way back down the ice where Bartholomew will play it. Here come the Rams.
Good to see Lowe at 100%. He was hobbling a little bit, taking a big hit in the second period, then getting hooked at center ice, but back to his feet and apparently at 100% here for period number 3.
Holland sends it back. This could be trouble. Here's Duncan Hollander moving in. Low shot, tipped away, and Declan Martin gets it. Sends it up to the point for Horn. Horn with a big shot off the glass. Howe chips down low for Baird. Baird looking. Gets it back to Howe. Hunter Howe moving in. Bombs away. Low shot goes wide. Cromwell fighting off Baird. Puck rimmed across the boards. Here's Horn with it. Wrist shot. Block made by a Colorado State player. That was Hunt Bond as the puck goes wide into the corner. Here's Cromwell. Horn pinching a little bit. Keeps the puck in. Rams trying to get it. Declan Martin standing tall, covering for Horn. Puck still gets into the neutral zone. Hunter Howell with it again. Will flip it into the zone. Sooners get a change, and the Rams will have to give chase. Here's Tony Ohala. Ohala with a long pass finds Collins. Tipped. Icing is waved off. Culbertson Bond covers, and we will get a stoppage in play.
Just the clock here to 14-17, where it should be, matching up with our stadium clock here. And surprisingly enough, if you haven't been with us the rest of the season so far, the Sooners have won a game by more than 6 goals. This year, a 7-goal win against Alabama and a 10-3 explosion on that series Friday evening tilt.
Always fun to call games between a couple of future SEC schools. And here comes Adam Goldstein, the big fella picking up some speed. Pulls, back to the forehead, doesn't get the shot off. Oof, that would have been a highlight reel play. And a high sticking is called against Colorado State. Nick Bova is the culprit. Or perhaps not. They're talking to Goldstein. Adam Goldstein is going to be sent to the box. I thought they blew the whistle when Colorado State touched the puck, but I suppose I was wrong. Huh.
Well, it was a contested play in the corner there when it happened, and a stick infraction like that, those happen throughout the game. You don't like to see it. First time the Sooners are going to be shorthanded tonight in a game they've been really disciplined in.
Well, I mean, in Goldstein's defense, the man is 6'6". That is a very long hockey stick he uses. Hunt Bond playing with it down low, stick handling, has a man at the point, turns and sends it to Vickers. Vickers back to Hunt Bond. Hunt Bond with it, moving down low, sends it back to Vickers. Vickers shot saved by Culbertson Bond. Stoppage in play. 1:38 to go in the penalty kill for the Sooners, and we'll get another defensive zone draw.
Take a look at that last save from BCB. Another shot low and along the ice that he was going to come down to one knee for it, keep it trapped between his glove and the ice, and force a draw.
Okay, I know that the I'll get to that in a minute. The Sooners try to force it out of the zone on their penalty kill here, and they do.
Wow, convenient play there for, Justin Vickers, the captain of these Buffaloes. He lost his stick on the draw, but the puck went right to it. He picked up both at once.
Sooners still keeping the Rams at bay. The Rams stuck on the outside of the zone. Sooners standing tall in the box. Here's Vickers. Vickers goes D to D. Finds Vickers again. Vickers passes it to the side. Big shot goes wide. Hunt Bond with it. Down low for Colagrasso. Colagrasso back up high. Rams cycling. Colagrasso with it again. Here's Vickers. Back to Colagrasso. Colagrasso checked by, that's Horn. Puck stuck on the periphery of the zone. Rams got to get something going here. 40 seconds to go on the power play for the Rams. Connor Horn rims it around the boards. Can it get out of the zone? Not quite.
Vickers lost his stick again there at the blue line.
Bond wraps it around, finds Colagrasso. Colagrasso chipped it back for Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo sends it back for Colagrasso. A lot of long last names out there on the ice for the Rams. Pass to the doorstep and tipped aside. Rams knocking on the door here. Chipped in and score. Too much traffic in front of Culbertson Bond, and the shutout is broken.
Yeah, that was inevitable on the power play. There were a lot of bodies right in front of BCB, and just judging by the body line, he's not happy about losing what would be his third shutout here tonight, but 24 out of 25 for the Sooners netminder. You can't ask for him to do anything more than he has tonight, which is keep his team, out in front and make sure that the momentum is never against the Sooners tonight.
Culbertson Bond, I believe, is rocking a save percentage on the season well into the 940s, perhaps even in the 950s after tonight's events. But the Sooners will take a 6-1 lead with 12:05 to go here in the third. And the Rams still knocking on the door here, pushing it forward, and the Sooners respond. Here comes Duncan Hollander. Hollander sends it to Baird. Baird sends it in deep. We've seen a lot of this Baird, Martin, and Hollander line so far this evening.
Gotten on the scoreboard, too.
Will Baird, I'm sure getting that goal felt good. Cromwell moves in. Dump-in attempt is off of Hunter Howell, but it gets in deep anyway. Here's Goldstein. Goldstein fending off a Ram. Breakout pass for Hollander. Hollander gets it across the zone. Rams send it back. Here's Baird. Rims it for Hollander. Hollander doesn't connect. The puck goes all the way back down the ice. And icing is called. Now, I believe that is Peyton Monticelli's brother sitting beside her in the stands. He's on a recruiting trip down from Wisconsin. The man is wearing shorts in here. I know you're from Wisconsin, but come on, man. Making us all look bad over here.
I'm cold.
I'm wearing my faux leather jacket, which has gotten me through many a game. Rams on the doorstep, tipped away by Culbertson. Bond rebound, shot away out of danger.
Great play by Goldstein there. Got the puck to his forehand at a really awkward angle and had enough mustard to keep it away from all those CSU sticks that were threatening.
The Rams, I believe that's their way of telling me no one cares about my leather jacket. And you know what? I will stop talking about my jacket now. Sooners and Rams fighting for possession in the neutral zone. Payne moving forward. He might have a step. Rams get there first. Tydone plays it, chips it off the boards, finds Rieger instead. Rams are moving in, stood up. Lakovsky couldn't get through Jake Barone. Sooners on the breakout now. Here's Nate Payne. Nate Payne tackled a little bit by Lakovsky as he gives his bucket a bit of an adjustment. And the Sooners have it down low. Rams on the breakout. Puck finds Barone in the neutral zone. Barone finds Payne. Payne moving in. Left wing, kept wide. Shot goes way wide, and the Rams take it back.
Was it DK Metcalf who chased down the interception? That's what that play looked like from Latkovsky.
We still live in Oklahoma, folks. We make a lot of football references. Rams moving through the zone. Mondu takes over. Tries to force it through, finds Low with it. Has Cavalcanti. Doesn't get there. Nice stick there by Bova.
They didn't quite get it through, but strong hands from Andrew Lowe to keep control of the puck through two defenders and nearly get another scoring opportunity at the back door.
Rams on the breakout now. Tydone moving in, runs into a couple of Sooners. Culbertson Bond plays a streaking puck, and the Sooners will get another defensive zone draw.
Take one more look at the Rams' goal just a few minutes ago, and like you said, Ben, it was just chaos out in front of the net, and as good as BCB has played tonight, the shots on goal are about even now at 27-26, and when you get traffic in front of a netminder, good things happen.
Well, the Rams were due for a bit of puck luck, and I don't think I think maybe asking for back-to-back shutouts was asking for a bit much from Culbertson Bond. But the Sooners have done a nice job of keeping the momentum exactly where it was, not allowing the floodgates to open. As the low glass at Pure Arctic Edge strike again, and we will get another stoppage in play. Very quick game so far this evening. Bit of a late start, but we have 9 minutes to go here in the third, and it's only 9:02.
I want to see if John knows that this is the lowest glass in the WCHL.
I can't imagine it being much lower. Much Andrew lower, if you will. Here comes Hunter Howe. A bounce finds Calagrasso. Calagrasso gets it up for another forward. Rams trying to break it out. Connor Horn can't hold on. Here's Meistis. Meistis shot, save made by Culbertson Bond.
Nice glove snag there. Looks it all the way in. Hangs onto it tightly through the whistle. And, it's just been a disciplined game from Culbertson Bond. He has seen the puck so well throughout these opening 9 games this year. Whoa, big shot right off the draw there from, I believe that was Vickers.
Here's Green. Wrist shot goes way up into the rafters and out of play.
Watch out, Declan Martin.
Carson Glass with another shot block. Doesn't seem any worse for wear as the Sooners get ready for another faceoff. The playlist this evening has been immaculate, I must say. I like the song when the Sooners score 6 goals. That's a really good song. Breakout pass finds Glass. Glass looking for somewhere to go. Crosses zone for Demanchuk. Here's Demanchuk and Blake. 13 and 3. Here's Blake. Blake tries to pull. Good stick there by Tyson Shaw. Rams take over. Here's Christian Collins takes over.
This is the only...
Rams try to force it through Bassett. Here come the Rams. TJ Norris moving in. Goldstein checking him. Pass to the slot. Save made by Culbertson Bond.
Great save by BCB as The youngest Sooner line will come back here. This is the only forward line to not score a goal tonight.
Here's Ohala. Ohala rims it around for Norris. Norris can't hold on. Sooners keep it in. Norris trying to stick handle his way through the defensive zone. Sooners still standing up on their blue line. Backhand shovel pass out of the zone. Hands go up, and icing is called. Carson Bassett had a step on TJ Norris.
So before Logan Sadler scored here in the first period, we were talking a little bit about Carson Bassett being back in the lineup. We saw him on Hockey Time in Oklahoma 3 weeks ago, and back when I said that I don't think anybody on this team was more excited for conference play to start than Carson Bassett. He's been here for a couple years now, been in this new system, really familiar with how it works on the back end.
I mean, you play here at OU for the last couple of seasons. You've been through some pretty tough losses against conference opponents, and the Rams have had their share of wins against OU here in this building. And for Carson Bassett to be on the other side of that against these conference opponents, I think that's got to feel pretty good. Winning feels good. Rieger and Howe, the top pairing out there. Rieger sends it all the way back for Colorado State's netminder. No one plays it, though. Cromwell with it. Bartholomew has stood tall in his limited time here in the crease. And Lowe whiffs on a pass, and the Rams respond, taking it into the OU zone. Lowe trying to get it out, and he does. Here's Vickers. Vickers shovels it into the OU zone, opposite corner. Rieger will have to give chase. Rieger falls. Colorado State with it down low. Hollander trying to get it in. Rieger takes it behind his net. Chips it back for Baird. Baird lined up by Lakovsky. Puck is still out. Shot from the high slot goes over the net. Decker trying to find a man in slot. Here's Vickers with a shot. Save made by BCB. Colorado State, bit of a sustained offensive zone possession here. Sooners having a hard time getting out. A lot of forest green there on the wall. Lakovsky finds Redreau. Redreau chases it to the boards, and the Sooners get it out. Cromwell sends it back in deep. Barone plays it. Breakout pass for Hollander. Hollander chips it off the glass. Cromwell gets it. We'll have to regroup. Cromwell goes D-to-D with Vickers. Vickers back for Cromwell. Cromwell picking up a bit of speed.
Need a whistle here.
In.
Back behind the play, Hollander's down.
Hollander is down. Puck is played near him. I don't think they can blow the whistle until the Sooners touch it. Shot, blocked by Lowe, and a save made by Coates and Bond, and we finally get a whistle as Duncan Hollander makes his way off the ice. He does appear to be, he is coming off the ice under his own power. Anita Clark does not need to assist him, which is good to see.
But an obvious discomfort there, and down on the ice, stomach first there at the blue line with the play coming at him. I understand the rule is the rule, but the responsible thing to do there when you see a player in that much discomfort is to blow the whistle.
Sooners take a beat. And as the Sooners take a beat, I would just like to remind everyone that you can get new OU Hockey merch at the OU Hockey website. You can bundle up against this Oklahoma cold, which we all know is coming, by going to ouhockey.com. You can even make a donation there. This is a student-run organization, so pick up yourself some merch. You can even get the brand new OU Hockey anthracite jerseys. Thank God they didn't put the Unity nameplates on them, and they just put the names.
Yeah, it was a special night to see them come out last Friday and Mighty Ducks us.
Payne over to Lowe. Lowe moving in, pulls. Good stick there by Ty Doan. And Nate Payne very strong in the back check there. Sends it in deep. Ty Doan gives chase. Rims it around the boards. Ben Ford plays it. Can't hold on. Oh, he does. Forces it past Horn. Ford takes down Horn. Rams still pushing it forward. The Sooners take it back in the defensive zone. Here's Mondu. Mondu stick handling his way at the blue line. And here's Payne. Payne finds Howe. Howe ducks a hit. Howe might have just dodged a bullet there. Nick Bova playing forward a bit. Good back check there by Mondu. Mondu pulls. Moving in. Forced off the puck. Mondu never takes a second off. Very fast and very aggressive, and big hit there by Sadler. Colagrasso put down. He didn't like it, and here comes Colagrasso.
Yeah, took a swipe at Sadler afterwards, got away with it, and now takes a shot at Horn.
And we're getting chippy here. Sooners and Rams are giving a bit of pushback. The ref's arm goes up. The Sooners are going to go to the box here as Colagrasso has it behind the net. Bartholomew makes his way off the bench, to the bench, and we get a whistle. Cavalcanti is in a headlock by Connor Petrangelo, and the Rams might have just lost their power play.
And if they did, that's just, not what you want to see there. And the play does start on the OU side. Sadler took a hit, gave one right back, and when he was retaliated against, didn't let it go that time. But should the Rams be going to the box here as well, and it looks like they are, that is not what you want to do here when you have a chance to, not necessarily get back in this game with a chance to win, but make the result look a little bit better and keep that differential in a good spot here early on in the season.
Sadler gets a trip and Petrangelo gets a roughing call. I do believe that it will be 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, as those were not coincidental minors. But we will still have a face-off here in the OU zone. Yes, we will have 4-on-4.
.448 to go when they drop it,
and I believe it was our producer, Britton Ross, who has not graced us with his presence here tonight, that sent us the text that Carson Bassett plays above his weight glass.
That was John.
That was John. Okay, sorry, John. I thought Britton is the one who makes the puns now. I do appreciate that we have alumni who can send us puns in the middle of a broadcast. That is something that we haven't had enough of in recent years.
We need a hotline.
A pun hotline. Do we have the budget for this? I'm not manning this hotline, are you?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well then we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Here's Will Blake. Blake drops it back for Barone. Barone finds Rieger. Rieger has a Blake on a headman pass. Blake picking up speed, moving his way down the left wing. He has Glass with him. Blake with a shot, saved by Bartholomew. Something hit a post there. Might have been a skate or a stick, but here come the Rams on the counterattack.
Will Blake was trying to gather the puck up on his stick and go for a mission goal behind the net. Are you kidding me?
Hunt Bond tried to get a little sneaky there, but Culbertson Bond covers. Another face-off in the OU defensive zone. Arvanius will get a set of fresh legs out there, as will Coach Howden of CSU.
Haven't seen a 4-on-4 goal yet this year with the Sooners on the ice. 59 seconds left here. Maybe we'll get one.
Carson Glass pushes it forward, takes possession, and he has Demanchuk with him. Glass and Demanchuk. Demanchuk plays it back, taking his time, looking for some help. Finds Hunter Howell. Howell goes for Horn. Horn goes back to Howe. Howe has space, goes for Demanchuk. Howe is going to come up on the rush here. Here comes Demanchuk, has Glass with him. Demanchuk over for Howe. Howe with a shot, blocked, and out of danger. Here come the Rams. 2-on-1 developing for CSU. Here they come. Howe on the back check. TJ Norris trying to find somewhere to go. Stick check by Hunter Howell. Nice play there. Norris still has it. Working his way down low. Checked by Horn. No one in front of the OU net for Colorado State here as OU gets the breakout. Here's Carson Glass. Glass tries to pull through a man. Hit hard into the boards there by Ty Doan. And Cromwell with it. Moving into the neutral zone. Latkovsky is there with him. Here he comes. Kept wide by Goldstein. Rams get a change.
We are back to even strength as well.
Pass mate. Tried to find the man in the slot. Kicked away and out of danger. 2:35 to go here. And I don't want to jinx anything, but I do believe that this is probably going to end in an OU win, Caleb.
Yeah, looking that way so far. And
okay, if they had scored there, I would have walked out of this booth. Okay, let's maybe let's wait for a little bit before we start talking like that. Here's Vickers. Vickers goes D to D with Bova. Bova sends it in deep.
To Dewey beats Truman.
Bassett finds Blake. Blake tried to find Baird. Baird can't hold on. Puck bouncing between a couple players. Here's a Ram. Ram's trying to move in. Here's Bassett. Bassett sends it up for Declan Martin. Martin chips it to himself. Finds Vickers. Vickers will send it in deep. Culbertson Bond watches it. Bounces to Culbertson Bond's pads, and we will get a stoppage in play. 1:50 to go here in the third.
funny to see the shots on goal total tonight in favor of the Rams. Yeah, they've had some power play time here in the third period, late in the second as well, but this is a Sooners team that has outshot the majority of their opponents by a good margin this year. Just getting the bounces, getting the quality looks tonight.
In this round of Colagrasso v. Payne, it goes to Colagrasso as the Rams win this one. Rams cycling it to their point. Vickers sends it in deep. Rieger plays it in the opposite corner. Rieger spins, protects the puck. Still with it, fighting off a couple of Rams. Rams take it back. Decker passes to Vickers, and Vickers with a shot, blockered away by Bonds.
Stuck on his natural side there, couldn't get all he wanted on it.
Decker and Lakovsky caught down low, and the seconds continue to tick down on this game. Vickers can't keep it in, and the puck bounces back into the neutral zone. Here comes Nate Payne. Nate Payne angled into the boards. Fights off Noah Decker, but Vickers still has the puck. Vickers. And we will go into the final minute of regulation here. And yeah, that'll pretty much do it. The Sooners, just an absolute dominant performance here at the Arctic Edge Ice Arena as they get a big win against the conference opponents.
And this is an opponent that last year gave them fits. They went into the winter break feeling really good about themselves, getting a big win to break the losing streak when they played Colorado State on the road up in Fort Collins right before finals week last year. But then they went and faced them at home in January, and they got swept, shut out in one of those games. And this is a statement for this team. They split with Colorado last week. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to stay undefeated. Well, you can't do that anymore. You're not going to be going 32-0. But to get up to 8-1 with this win tonight, this is an impressive team.
And with the computer rankings coming out in just 15 days here, a win like this, that's going to look good for those computers, Caleb.
Certainly will.
And funnily enough, the Rams have actually taken the lead by quite a bit in shots on goal here, 35-28. But at the end of the day, the only numbers that matter on that scoreboard are 6-1 in favor of the Crimson and Cream. And just a reminder, we will be back here for Game 2 of this series. Same time, same place, same channel. But we will have a few new faces in the booth here tomorrow. Caleb, would you like to tell the people at home about our plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll have a bit more full of a crew here and I think a few more special appearances at the intermission.
Our old faces will not be gracing you with our presence tomorrow, at least not on the call. We will still be here, but Amy Acevedo and Christian Markey will be manning and womaning things here in the booth.
And, I really couldn't be more excited for that. You and I, we spent the summer recruiting a great group of people from the Gaylord College, from outside the Gaylord College, and I talked about when I was out of the booth last week, I got to tune in and see what you guys did. I could not be more proud of what we've all accomplished as a team here and what we're going to continue to do and bring in some new faces, a new generation on tomorrow. Let's take a listen to the OU chant tonight. Why don't we? And so for the first time we can remember, this team is off to an 8-1 start this year. Their winning percentage is, up at .888 heading into tomorrow night's game. The highest it's been since the last time they made nationals. And I know they haven't faced the juggernauts here. They have not faced the UCOs, the Utahs, the UNLVs, but something is brewing here in Edmond this year, and it's something special.
A statement has been made by the Crimson and Cream this evening. And as the spirits of the Pride of Oklahoma plays us out, we're going to take a break for the evening. We will see you all tomorrow here. Same channel, same place. We will see you next time. You've been watching Sooner Hockey on OU Hockey TV.